the gods have shined upon me today. However, they were nowhere near as compassionate yesterday. So it is Tuesday at 4:32 a.m. And yesterday was meant to be our leg day, right? Well, we did not, we were not so lucky. So let me paint you a picture real quick, okay? Sunday morning, you wake up 8:30, 9 a.m., a pretty reasonable hour for a day you're not working. And you wake up, do your cardio. Life is good. Everything is great. And maybe you take a short nap after cardio and after you drink a significant amount of water. And so you take that little nap before the gym. Well, now your circadian rhythm is off. That's the trap I fell into. So that night, I could not sleep. Like, I kept tossing and turning. And all in all, I maybe got like 4 hours of sleep. So, by the time that 4 a.m. alarm is going off, I've only slept for 3 hours. That's, in situations like that, what is going to benefit you more? Waking up anyways and going to the gym and, suffering for the rest of the day? Or getting that extra sleep? I could argue both ways because I've done both ways. I think sucking it up and going anyhow can be beneficial in just the mental aspect of if you're able to go to the gym on 4 hours of sleep at 4 a.m. and then still go to work, that's discipline right there. You've really mastered the art of showing up for yourself. I gotta stop saying that. I've been saying that for like 4 videos in a row. But it trains the mental aspect, right? But also it just sucks. And you really like, you won't benefit that much. I could argue that you'll benefit more from getting the extra sleep than you would, going to the gym anyways. So if you're training the mental aspect of, staying consistent and, disciplining yourself to go to the gym, whether rain or shine, go for it. I've had those moments, but now I've matured a bit. So yeah, I picked the extra sleep and I'm glad I did. But now today's a new day. I am far more well rested. Probably because I was exhausted all day yesterday, so it didn't take much for me to conk out tonight. So, let's see. Triarchy of gym preparation. I always like to go over this because there are 3 key aspects you need to be able to have a good lift. The first one, well, they're in no particular order, but you have got to be fucking kidding me. Road closed? Road closed now. Oh my God. You fucking monsters. Okay. We are going to have to take some evasive maneuvers. There is so the road that I take, there is no, detour or offshoot. I have to go all the way around. Oh my God. That fucking blows. That really blows. Whatever. So, triarchy of gym preparation. No particular order, but I think these 3 aspects need to be fulfilled to, confirm that you're going to have a really good lift. First one is hydration. Second is sleep. Third is carbs. And let me just say, we are not filling the triarchy today. So, well, kind of. We're pretty well rested. I could be more well rested, given that it's fucking 4:30 in the morning, but gotta make do with what you got. I think I passed out around like 11. So that's what, like 5 or 6 good hours of sleep. For some, that's nowhere near enough. For me, I can kind of get away with 4 hours of sleep and be all right. I can't say well off, but that's enough for me. In terms of carbs this morning, normally I like to have a little packet of Welch's gummies. I've got like a industrial sized box at home. Each packet is 17 grams of carbs, and that's, they're quick digesting sugars. So for a pre-workout snack, it gets the job done. But I forgot to take it this morning. When I wake up and I'm getting ready for this, my mind is kind of all over the place. And the only thing I'm thinking about is, okay, I got to get the hell out of here. I got to get to the gym. I don't have a lot of time. So no carbs in the system aside from whatever is left floating around from yesterday. So not ideal. And finally, hydration. So on the days that I'm not working, I normally have like 60 to 80 ounces of fluid in my system before heading to the gym. I drink a fuck ton of water and electrolytes and whatever. But, I'm not going to be able to do that while I'm sleeping. And I'm not going to wake up and in the span of 30 minutes, drink 60 ounces of water. That will kill me. I think that would actually kill me. So, how much did I have? I think I had about like 32 ounces. Yeah, give or take 32 ounces of fluid this morning. And I'll make it a point to drink a good bit while I'm warming up at the gym. So, not terrible, but certainly not ideal. But, you gotta make do with what you got. Just because I didn't fulfill the triarchy this morning doesn't mean that I'll have a terrible lift. I just know that if I'm not that strong this morning, or I don't have nearly as good a pump as normal, it's not from a lack of trying. It's just, the variables have composed themselves in a manner that's how it turned out. Plus, this road closure has thrown me off. Plus, no carbs. Oh, God. But whatever. Doesn't matter. Pre-workout is kicking in. Beta-alanine is tingling my system. We'll be all right. But just to quickly discuss the lift, we've got quads this morning. Normally I prefer, on a normal leg day, I'm doing hamstrings and quads, plus calves if they're not sore. But because I'm so limited in time, I can't necessarily get a full hamstring and full quad lift done to the level of satisfaction that I'd like. So when I'm pressed for time, I've got to prioritize what I think I'll benefit from the most. So for me, for my particular build, my hamstrings are pretty fucking well developed. Especially like comparing them to my quads. My quads aren't small by any means, but they could certainly get bigger. And I will benefit more from stimulating my quads this morning than I will my hamstrings. So expect to see many leg extensions, maybe some sort of squat variation if I've got the time. We'll just have to see what I feel like. One thing I want to focus on this morning is I want to lift a little lighter. I want to focus more so on the squeeze, good traction. Because normally when I load up on leg press, I'm warming up. And then my working set is the full stack. And I can do that. It's not like a scrappy set every time. They're pretty good sets, but I think I'll benefit more from lowering the weight a good bit and focusing on holding the squeeze at the top. So we'll see what that looks like when we're in there. I am gonna just kind of hype up, wake up a bit. And I will see you guys when I'm in there.
Ugh. Okay. Okay.
They must have changed the macros on those chicken biscuits they've got over at Spinks. Because I swear the last time I came here and I got like a mini chicken biscuit, it was like 400 calories and like 32 grams of protein or something. Not the best ratio, but certainly wasn't terrible. And then I go in today, I'm pretty fucking ravenous right now. And so I take a look at their chicken biscuits. The regular sized one is almost 700 calories and 56 grams of protein. And the mini, oh my God. And the mini is like 600 calories and like 26 grams of protein. I don't know what happened. Maybe I need to review some old footage and see what I said the macros were. Maybe I'm just tripping. But regardless, that was a pretty fucking good lift. Like, holy shit. I might even say that was one of the best quad pumps I've had in the last few weeks. So like I was saying before the lift, I really wanted to focus on doing some lighter weight, focus on the contraction and everything. And holy shit, that I'm going to be doing that a lot more often. Because normally I'll go in, I'll warm everything up, and then my first working set is normally leg extension, max out the seat or max out the stack and everything and go at it for reps. And don't get me wrong, tends to feel pretty good. They're not like scrappy sets or anything. Like they're pretty good sets, but I think there's a like inverse relationship here, right? So what I've noticed is when you go with the heaviest weight that you can for reps, like, yeah, you're exerting a lot of fatigue on like the targeted muscle group, but you don't really get that burning, you know? Like, the way I see it, heavy movements are really good for muscle building and strength building and everything, of course. But ultimately, I'm not going to be able to build that much muscle and that much strength while I'm on this deficit, you know? The biggest thing I'm going for is like the pump. And my reasoning for that is pump equals blood flow. And blood flow into the targeted muscle group means maintaining the muscle mass that I've built over time. Because when you're on a cut, the biggest thing you're going for here is maintaining everything that you've built. And you're just trying to reveal everything you've built under all the fat, you know? So I feel like when I'm not getting these pumps, it's more of a detriment to me if I'm not trying to maximize that, you know? So I'm going to try to keep that mindset for this next rotation. I've been thinking about chest day since even before this leg day. I'm always looking forward to the next lift. And there are a couple things I want to change and try out. The biggest thing, after looking over some of the lifts I've done in the past and comparing them to other people, which you should in moderation, but like, don't base your lifts around other people if you're experienced. That's a whole other range. But my point is, I notice that when I'm benching, like if I'm doing incline bench, my grip is a little narrow, like much more narrow than some of the other people that I see. And I swear in the past, I just feel like I remember getting much better pumps when I had a wider grip. I don't know why I've been doing such a narrow grip for such a long time, but that's something I'm going to change tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to drop the weight a little bit. As much as it breaks my heart to not do 2 plates on incline Smith, I think it's going to be for the best. We'll drop to like 200, maybe 205, maybe 185. Depends on how I feel. But we're going to focus on a wider grip and better contraction. Instead of just repping them out, I really want to focus on like squeezing my chest at the top. And I think just that little tweak might make a world of difference. This actually like brings up a pretty good point. Like over the course of my lifting career, I'm always kind of changing things up. Like I keep the same like split, like you see me do now, where I do chest and side delts, back and rear delts, whatever. Because I just really like this split. I think I am able to fully bias every single muscle group within that 4-day rotation. And by the time I get to like, say my next leg day, I'm going to be pretty recovered. I'll be ready for it. 3 days between lifts for each muscle group, has kind of been my ideal. I remember when I was doing push-pull legs, albeit I was like a newer lifter, by the time I got to my next push day, I'm still a little sore from my last one. So I wasn't able to really push myself as much as I would have liked. But, point being, I'm keeping this rotation, but I'm always kind of tweaking things. I'm always, trying out different rep schemes or tempo sets or pause sets or, whatever, lingo you want to use. I'm always trying to change things up a bit, because if I go in every single day and I'm doing the same thing, I'm not really pushing myself and I'm not giving myself any type of variety. I just feel like I suffer. I feel like my muscles need, like a little bit of variety. That, and I mean, it can get a little boring when you're doing the same fucking thing all the time. That shit gets repetitive. Especially on like side delts or arm day, because you're kind of limited to like every type of variety of lateral raise. Okay. And if I go in every single day for my side delts and I just do dumbbell lateral raises, I get bored of it. I mean, it just like, it's hard to mentally, like pump myself up to do a killer set if I know I've got fucking 6 more of the same thing, But when I change it up and I do maybe 3 sets of dumbbell lateral raises followed by 3 sets of cable lateral raises, just changing it up like mentally allows me to lock in better. It gives me a different type of stimulus. So I'm always kind of cooking up new ideas, trying out new things, and I implore everybody to take that same approach. How else are you going to learn how to like better your lifts for your specific body if you're not trying things out? Everybody's different. And, the leg day that I did today, while it was phenomenal for me, for Mike over here, it might fucking suck. It might not do anything for him. And that's not due to like a lack of effort. It's just one of those things, everybody's different. So, back when I first started lifting, I did push-pull legs, and I would pretty much just kind of copy the movements of other people. One of the big people that I watched back then was Athlean X. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with my guy. What's his name? Oh my God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyways, I started off doing that, watching him, and then moved on to Jeff Nippert and Mike Israetel, and over time, I kind of built a background from watching so many different people, and eventually I was able to form my own opinion, learn what works for me and what doesn't, and apply it. And that is constantly happening. That's not like I figured it out a year ago and I've been sticking to it. That's not going to work. So, that is my advice to you: is be a sponge. Always look and learn new things, not just to benefit your body, but also to keep you motivated. But I am on a long-winded rant now. I'm pretty fucking tired. So I'm gonna sip on this iced coffee that I got. Don't worry, it's low carb, 180 calories. Chew on this protein bar that I got, and chill out. So I will see you guys tomorrow for chest, and yeah.